Sublime with Rome, a spin off band of the more famous band simply called Sublime. This band was formed in 2009 with Rome Ramirez as its lead singer, as well as with Eric Wilson and Bud Gow, formerly of Sublime, although Bud Gow was only featured on their first album called Yours Truly before he left the band and was replaced by another drummer. Sublime with Rome has 4 albums. They are a ska punk band, although they lean heavily towards reggae rock, which makes them sound somewhat different than Sublime itself. They also use a lot less dub with a lot of their songs and have a little less variety of sound than the original Sublime did. But they also use a lot less filler material that Sublime did, such as during 40 Ounces of Freedom, where they use a lot of skits and little odd things in between their actual songs. They also have a lot less cover material than the original Sublime did. As I said, they had 4 albums. The first album is Yours Truly. On this album, most of the album is mostly forgettable. It's just kind of so. But there are 2 songs that are very much worth noting. One is called Safe and Sound. It is a very deep bass song, very hip hop based, and it reminds me of earlier Sublime songs to a certain degree, as it's got more variety than the rest of the album does, all in that one song. And the second song I think is really worth listening to is called Lover's Rock, but specifically the acoustic version. The more electric version just doesn't have as much panaz to it as the acoustic version, and just there's more emotion to the acoustic version, I'd say, and it was a really fantastic song. The second album of theirs is called Sirens. I didn't particularly care for it as an album. The song Siren or Sirens itself is a decent song, but it's not that notable. The third album of theirs is called Blessings, and I really enjoyed the song Light On. It's a calm yet very rhythmic song, which is very much worth checking out. And lastly, their more recently released self-titled album, Sublime with Rome, is a much more refined sounding album with some far more interesting sounding songs, where it feels like Sublime with Rome finally got really their own voice. It's also their final album, as I said, as Rome Ramirez left the band, as Sublime itself is reforming with the son of the original lead singer. But on this album, you'll find a song called Tangerine Skies, which was a massive standout on that entire album, where Rome Ramirez is singing a very nostalgic song that it kind of reminds me of the opening of a film or the end of a film about the past. And it really was one of those songs that really just, one of those songs you will really remember that won't leave you. Anyways, I would rate Sublime with Rome as a 3.5-star band. Like I said, they have a lot of material that is just kind of typical reggae rock, ska-ish songs, but there are a few standouts amongst all their music. They often get a bad reputation since they are a a follow-up band from the original Sublime, and a lot of people try to compare them. And there is obviously some comparisons, but they are a lot better than most people give them credit for. So I would recommend checking out their music, specifically those songs, and seeing if you like it.